What's going on? What's up, everybody? Welcome to another session of Lockdown Live. I see everybody. This is what's so special. Simone, Isaac, I see you, sis. You were ready in the queue, ready. Gervy Travel, Dennis Howard. I see Periscope is representing right now. I got to give some love to LinkedIn. What I love about LinkedIn is every time I say LinkedIn, there's hand clapping in LinkedIn. So what's up to Sheena Costa Flowers? What's going on? Ebony Douglas, Michael Rosenblatt, my man Tony Alexander. I see you. Tony is on Facebook and he is in LinkedIn right now. My man Jabril is there. Shawnee Fit. What's going on? What's on there? Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. I love it. I love it. My sis Kim is there. I see everybody. So here's the thing. Welcome, guys, to Lockdown Live. So here's what's going down with Lockdown Live. And what I love is that we've been building our audience every week. This is our sixth session of Lockdown Live. And the whole purpose of Lockdown Live is it's an opportunity for us, right, professionals who are in quarantine somewhere in the world. And right now would be a good time to tell me, where in the world are you watching from? I've already seen DMV, right? My sis already said, hey, I'm watching you from the DMV. And what's interesting too is if you don't live in the DMV, you might not even know what DMV stands for, right? So DMV is DC, Maryland, Virginia. So everybody who we all live in the DMV. We call it DC, Maryland, Virginia. We just call it DMV for short. So where are you watching from? Oh, wow, look at this, Cornwall, UK. I've noticed, by the way, our three biggest areas right now that are watching Lockdown Live is we have a big contingency in New York. Tied with New York is Greater London. And then coming in with a close third is DMV. These are our top three areas. And then beyond that, we have Jamaica. Jamaica, where you at? Come on, Jamaica. Where you at? Oh, look at this. Jamaican in New York. That's what I'm saying, right? So it's just Jamaica's everywhere. But we have Jamaica. We have right around Manchester. So Manchester in the United Kingdom, and then Atlanta. These are the biggest areas that I see right now. But I see on LinkedIn, we're all over the place. My man Tabla is from Belgium. I see Erica from Leeds, UK. Shanavas from Dubai. I see it all. Elise Myers from South Africa. What's up, Elise? Elise. So we are everywhere. We are everywhere. And the whole point is we're locked down, right? All around the world. This is our opportunity to come together and connect and learn. Now, something we didn't do last session that I want to make sure we do this session is something called Let's Connect. So before we even get into the subject matter today, what I realize is that all of us need help with something. And I've realized that as I've progressed in my career, one thing that has helped me is being able, should I say, to humble myself and also be vulnerable, right? To humble myself and be vulnerable with what I need, right? To be able to say, you know what? I don't know it all. There are areas that I need help in. And that's what Let's Connect is about. So here's what I want us to do. This is a little social experiment. We did this on a few sessions and it worked incredibly well. So we're going to do it today. And right now we have, I would say 500 people watching live right now. So this will be interesting. What I want you to do right now is think about an area that you need help in. Think about an expertise that you would like to connect with someone who has that expertise so that they can help you. Think about, and this doesn't necessarily have to be business related, right? This could be you need help with reducing your anxiety, right? This could be you want to learn to be more empathetic. This could be, business related. You want to learn how to do Facebook ads, whatever it may be. I want you to think about that. And then I want you to enter this in. Enter hashtag Let's Connect. And this is what I want. If you enter something here, if you say let's connect and you give the reason why you want to connect, right? Let's connect, empathy. Let's connect, Facebook ads, whatever it may be. What that means is then other people are going to look through the Let's Connect. They're going to look through the comments. And if they see something that they can actually help you with, they will reach out to you. And here's my ask is if you're going to enter something, so you're going to say you need help with something, make it your commitment to actually help someone with something. So don't just enter and then wait for someone to connect with you, right? Based on what you need. I want you to enter something and then actively look for where you can help someone, right? Actively look for where you can help someone. So right now, enter Let's Connect. So Keisha Martin, right on LinkedIn, said, let's connect for rebranding. I mean, she needs help with rebranding, right? Ron Foster, let's connect, mentors. He's looking for a mentor, right? I see Maxine on LinkedIn. Let's connect. She needs Facebook ad help, right? Elise Myers, let's connect on health recruitment. That's where she needs help, right? Carol Stewart right here says, let's connect, cold calling. This is where she needs help. What I love about this is, let's see here. Nadia Trey, let's connect. She needs help in finding her true avatar, right? This is beautiful, right? This is a big part about what Lockdown Live is about. It's about how can we connect together. And I'm not just going to get up here and just say, hey, everybody, be vulnerable. And I'm not going to be vulnerable. So I'm going to put down my first Let's Connect. I have not done this yet. Here's what I need help in. This is what I need help in. If anybody can help me in creating chatbots, either on Mobile Monkey or ManyChat, that's where I need help, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through the replay. I'm going to look at all the Let's Connect, and I'm going to individually reach out to those that I believe I can help. This is what I need help with, but I want everyone right now, hashtag Let's Connect, put it out there, whatever the vulnerability is. I see, yeah, this is great. This is great. I see already, like, Ron Foster on LinkedIn has already seen someone. He's seen Don Napoleon, and he's saying, hey, let's connect because this is something that I can help you with. This is exactly what I want you to do. This is going to help to build us as a community. So it's working beautifully. I love it. I love it. I see it. I see it. Okay. So now let's get into the subject matter for today. Now, today is, I keep saying this and I apologize. Every time we do a new session, I'm like, no, this is my favorite session. No, this is my favorite session. Last session we did, so session 5 on Friday, we talked about Facebook ads, LinkedIn ads, Instagram ads, right? We talked about ad strategy. And I was saying how this is my favorite because I've never employed a paid advertising strategy ever. And this is after being on social media since about 2009. Instead, what I have been doing since 2009 is using what I would consider to be organic content marketing, or content marketing that doesn't come with dollars associated with it. It comes with just grinding through creating, what I consider to be high quality content. This is exactly what I've been doing since 2009. And what I want to do is I want to just really quickly explain to you the impact that creating content and content marketing has had personally on my career, right? I just want to break it down. And I'm not I'm bragging. I'm just keeping it 1,000 with you, okay? In 2009, I was not on social media at all. I wasn't even on MySpace, right? Matter of fact, I used to tell my wife, I used to say, Jill, why are you on social media? What's the point? What's the point of Facebook, right? Those are not your friends. This is exactly what I would say right around early 2009, or should I say late 2008 is when I would say that. Now, in 2009, I was visiting one of my friends who worked at American University, right? He worked in one of the dorms at American University. And so this is American University in Washington, D.C. Now, check out this story. I am walking out of the dorm, right? And he tells me about this social media guru that's coming to speak on campus who just wrote this book. He's like, yeah, this guy, he's kind of crazy. He's kind of wild, but he just launched his book. This is the first stop on his book tour. He's going to different universities. Why don't you come watch him? So I was like, okay, cool. So I decide to go down there. Now, I get to the auditorium. I'm normally late. I officially run on CP time to everything. And if you don't know what CP time is, ask somebody in the comments. But I'm officially on CP time to everything. But on this one, I was early. So I walked to the front of the room. I sat in the front of the room. The room starts filling in. It's not a big room, right? It's maybe, it could be 30, 40 people in this room. The room has a capacity of at least 100 people, but there's probably 30 or 40 people in this room. And then who do you think walks in? Gary Vaynerchuk. Now, this is back in the day, Gary Vaynerchuk, when nobody knew really who Gary Vaynerchuk was. He walks in, I'll never forget this. He walks in and he has like I think he had 2 wristbands on. And I was thinking to myself, why is this dude? And he was kind of grungy, you know, he was by himself. There was a box full of books, and he gets up and he starts talking about this first book that he wrote called Crush It. And he's cursing and and I'm in the front of the audience, right? So he's cursing and I'm like, I don't know if I like this dude. He's sweating a lot, which is probably why he had the sweatbands on. And I was like, I don't know if I like this guy, right? But I'm gonna tell you what, everything this guy said, I thought was fascinating. So as a part of attending, you got the book, Crush It. So I got the book, read the book quickly, and I'll be straight up with you. This is one of those few books that I read and then executed everything I saw in the book, right? There was something about the authenticity of his delivery that made me want to act on what I read. So I got my first Facebook account. I got my first Twitter account. And at that time, I was with my wife, we were launching our matchmaking business. We decided not to use any, and also keep in mind, this is right after the recession. So this is a very similar economic climate to what we have today, right? So we decide we're launching this business right after the recession. We're not going to pay for any advertising because we really don't have any money. Instead, what we're going to do is we're going to use social media, right? We're going to use social media. Now, I'm not going to walk you through the last 10 years, right, of my life, but let me tell you what just using organic content marketing, right, has done for me. That led all of that. And I'm talking about, I did videos, video series, right? I did blog posts. I was heavy on Twitter. I was showing up all the time. And it's not like my content was well received at that time. A matter of fact, if you go to YouTube and you enter Modern Day Matchmaker, which was a video series I did back in 2009, 2010, you'll see that it only has probably like 100 views, right? It's crazy. It's like more people are watching live right now, this stream, than has ever watched my entire series of Modern Day Matchmaker. But here's the point, and this is something that I'd love to get into deeper with our panelists, is it's not about the quantity, it's about the quality. And what I mean by that is it's about being able to target the right people. Because one of the people who watched that YouTube video, and I always say this is the honest to God truth, I would put out my YouTube videos and 10 people would watch. I get 10 views. And I knew my mother was watching at least 8 times, you know? So it was like, who's watching this thing? One of the people watching my YouTube video was Oprah Winfrey. That then led to getting my first television show, hosting a show with Oprah Winfrey, right? More content along led to me being one of the first male bloggers for Essence magazine, which led to other TV work. I ended up hosting a show for Black Enterprise, which I grew up watching Our World on Black Enterprise, got a chance to host 3 seasons of Our World. I then went on a speaking tour, right? Became a paid speaker. And when I say paid speaker, is not bad. I mean, literally, I would say 2-3 years ago, when I would go out to speak, maybe about $15,000 to $20,000 per hit, right? Not bad. On top of that, best-selling book. I was able to sell the rights of my book to a movie studio, right? A pilot was made from it, right? I mean, this is all content marketing, right? Several television shows. I'm out here in the UK hosting 2 TV shows, in part because of content that they saw that I created. My point is that content marketing has changed my life. It's changed my life. And it's something that I heavily believe in. And what I also believe is, I believe there's a right way to do it and there's a wrong way to do it. And the 3 panelists that we have here today, I believe are doing it the right way. They're executing the right way. And what they're going to do is they're going to come on here, and I know they're going to wax poetic. They're going to drop gems, and they're going to teach us exactly how to create compelling content that will convert. Whether we are an entrepreneur and we're looking for more sales right now, whether we're looking for traffic to a webinar that we're doing, whether we're looking for, it's a personal brand and we're simply looking for downloads on a podcast, what is the type of content that we need to create in order to garner that? That's exactly what we're talking about. Day says, thank you for this. You got it. You got it, my man. All right. So, Uduak right here on LinkedIn says, I remember that journey. I'm very proud of you. Uduak, by the way, was the first person ever to put me on the cover of a magazine, her magazine, which I appreciate that. I greatly appreciate that. And I think that was about 8 years ago. All right. So let's do it. Bernadette says she's ready. She's here for it. So here's who I want to bring on first. I want to bring on Nicole Cooper. Now, or should I say Nicole S. Cooper, right? But the reason why I want to pause for a second is this is a great teaching moment for everybody. Originally, my sis, Donteacia Seymore, right, who's an inventor, fabulous inventor, she was scheduled to be a speaker today, right? Donteacia, unfortunately, is sick. And in this day and age, right now, when you are sick, so if you are someone, a praying person, I'm a praying person, I want everybody to pray for her health. So she is too sick right now to be a part of this. But here's the lesson. Here's what Donteacia did. And I want everyone to remember this, is she didn't just message me back and say, Paul, I'm sorry, I can't do the panel. Like, good luck finding somebody else. No, she is a professional. And you know what a professional does when they can't do something? They find someone who they believe can do it better, right? So what she did is she said, Paul, you know what? I'm sorry, I can't make the panel. However, there is someone I know who is a mentor of mine, who I look up to, and I believe she would do an even better job than me. I'm going to reach out to her to see if she can do it. Think about that. That is professionalism at its height. And that's exactly what she did. And she connected me with Nicole. And, I did my stalking on Nicole. And Nicole definitely knows what she's talking about. So that being said, we've got a real OG in the house. We've got Nicole S. Cooper. I want everybody, round of applause for Nicole.
Hey, Paul.
Nicole, how you doing? How's everything?
Good. Excited to be here. And I was listening to your story. I'm like, oh my gosh, that is the power of content marketing. Yes.
Yeah. And actually, can you hit everybody real quick with just what has content marketing done for your life, as an entrepreneur and someone building a brand?
It's very similar to you. It completely transformed my life. In just 60 seconds or less, I got online when the last recession hit.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, I was a real estate agent, had a successful career. I was investing in tons of property. And when the market hit, we lost everything, broke, bankrupt, foreclosed, repoed, you name it. And I discovered I was pregnant. So it was like perfect timing. We were homeless. We had to get on welfare. It was a whole deal. We went from being on billboards and bus stops and magazines to standing in the welfare lines. It was like this whole deal. But I always knew if I did it once, I could do it again. So I was desperate to figure out a new skill set. I was like, okay, if I killed it in real estate, I can kill it in something else. Let me figure out what it is. And at that time, MySpace was a big deal, right? YouTube was just emerging, but I just started searching. And this is back when pop-ups were huge. So I remember just searching how to work from home, how to make money from home, and all these pop-ups would pop up. And I was like, where most people see scam, I saw opportunity. I was like, okay, who's behind the pop-ups? And what are they doing to get in my face so much? Because they kept following me everywhere with all these pop-ups. And so,
and I'm sorry, Nicole, you're talking about the pop-up ads.
Back in the day, they blocked them now, so you can't see them. But it was all these pop-up ads, and they would be very spammy, like make money right now, be a millionaire by tomorrow, those kind of things. But it was intriguing to me with the whole internet thing, and I just started researching. I was broke as a joke, so I went to my dad. I was like, Dad, I think I found my way out. I said, there's this thing called internet marketing, and I feel like if I can learn how to do this, I can get back on my feet. And so I was like, would you sponsor me and I'll pay you back? So he went on ahead. He was like, take my credit card, get whatever you need. And I trust you. I believe in you. Right. And so I just started buying courses. I was buying courses. I would buy ebooks and I would get on all these webinars and I was just studying. And it just opened up a whole new world. And that was in 2007 when I started. By 2008, I was learning skills and selling my services. So I would write, back then it was e-zine articles. So I just started writing articles for people. I was like, hey, if you need an article, I'll write them for you for $10, right? Then blogging came out and I was like, oh, okay, let me learn how to blog. And I had an undergrad degree in IT. So I was like, all right, I could do a little bit of HTML and coding. So let me learn. And then I learned the power of outsourcing and hired people overseas for $3 an hour. And I was like, okay, who needs a blog? I'll sell you a blog for $200, right? Then when I sold them the blog, I was like, okay, do you need content for your blog? I'll write your blog post for it. So as I was learning, I began to put those things to use. But I also started learning about YouTube. So as I was learning, because of what I went through, and I knew there were a ton of real estate agents like me, tons of mortgage brokers, a lot of people out of work, I just said, okay, I'm going to come on and share with people what I'm learning. I didn't come on as an expert. I was like, all right, guys, here's my story. I lost everything. I had to start from scratch, but I'm going to share with y'all what I'm finding. And I'll tell you if it works or if it doesn't work. And so I would just come on and do these little bootleg videos, right? I had this little poor furniture in my background. So I always tried to make sure that it couldn't see my background because I don't want to look poor, right? But I had a desire to just share what I was learning because it was a whole new world. And I was like, people need to know about this. And so that kind of started my journey with the whole video marketing thing. And then from there, I ended up joining like a home-based business. And I started putting the skills to use that I was doing for other people. And in 6 months, I made 6 figures and that was it. People started hearing about me and they started asking like, what are you doing? I've seen your name on the leaderboards and can you fly? They were flying me to the UK and flying me to Jamaica and flying me to this place and flying me to all these different places. And it was because I had discovered something that was on the emerging growth, it was just developing and people were trying to figure this whole internet thing out. And so it just changed my life. It made me tons of money, but most importantly, it gave me so much reach and allowed me to build some of the best, most of my friends today I met online, right? Yeah. So built some of the best relationships, greatest connections, and it's recession proof. It's like, right now, I don't, as much as the media is pushing doom and gloom, our business is boom. It's like, I've been working 16-hour days just because there's so much coming at me from people just like, help, like I'm ready, right? So it's just an amazing skill set to learn.
I tell you, we're going to get into the specifics of it, but Nicole, I have to just say something real quick. This is a new, Nicole, because you just said this, we're going to do a new Lockdown Live rule, okay? All right. Anytime somebody mentions Jamaica, I want to see claps and a lighter go up. Right. I want to see a more fire. I want to see a lighter. And you said Jamaica in there. I was like, boom. Right. This is a new. If you're a new panelist now and you say Jamaica, you're gonna get the audience is just gonna boo, boo. So, but real, Nicole.
Are you Jamaican? Incredible.
I'm sorry?
Are you Jamaican?
What? Somebody quick, somebody. No. Yeah, my family is, and I will say this is I think there's no greater place in the world, but that's a distraction right now. I see, look, my man, look, anytime I see Jamaica, I'm going to throw that up. If I'm going to say, if I'm going to throw it up every time, look at that. So, but Nicole, thank you very much. What I love about what you said, actually, what's most intriguing to me about what you said is the recession proof. And that's something that we'll get into in just a second, especially how you built these businesses, because it's not just your business. You've been building other businesses for people and you're using content marketing. All right, done. All right, so Nicole's coming right back to us. Look at this. Look at this. Jamaica. Look at this. Look at this. Tamar's throwing up Jamaica. Anytime Jabril saying Jamaica, I got it. Look, anytime I see Jamaica, I'm throwing it up. Anytime. All right, so Sebastian, I'm sorry. I just have to do it. Just got to do it. All right, so let's move to our guest number 2, panelist number 2. Now, panelist number 2, we've only done 6 sessions and she's already back for a second time, right? So this shows you how I think how much the audience loves her. This is my friend Rita Goodroe, who is multi-talented, was an attorney for many years, but does, I believe, the most phenomenal job using content marketing to build not only her business, her podcast, but she's also a coach. And she specifically focuses on this area of how people can use content marketing to grow their business, grow their brand. So let's bring her on. Here she is.
Hey,
Rita, what's up?
I am excited after this lockdown to go to Jamaica with you later this year.
Oh, she said go to Jamaica. Jamaica, I need to see some,
Out of
I need
the
to see
gate.
some fire.
Out of the gate.
I need to see some fire. Now, I'm going to see who can mention Jamaica the most number of times. So there you go. There you go. Kim is on it.
Oh, hey, Kim.
Let me see some. All right. I see Kimberly McKenzie. She's talking about it on LinkedIn. There you go. There we go. All right. So, Rita, there's so much that we could talk about. There's so much you could talk about on this subject.
So much, yeah.
But let's just go with this whole idea of, who is using what platforms right now. And the reason why I want us to talk about this is because it feels like, everybody's jumping on TikTok, right? We have podcasting that's out there. There's still Periscope, there's LinkedIn, there's Facebook, there's Instagram, there's so many things. There's blogging that still exists. Who is on what platform, right? And then also, what are some of the top trends that you're seeing, just so that we're aware when we're deciding which platform to go heavy on?
Yeah, so there's even a lot to unpack even in that one question, right? I will say I met Gary, right, at a conference in Vegas last year. We were at the Adobe conference. He was a speaker there. And one thing he said was, you have to go where the attention already is. And so when you're picking your social media platform or where you're going to be for all this content, the first thing I say is you have to really know what problem you're solving and who you're solving it for. That's the foundation of any business. You have to be solving a problem and you have to know specifically who you're solving it for. And once you know that, you really need to do some market research with your market and find out where their attention already is. So you would actually be surprised. A lot of people are like, oh, my group is on LinkedIn because they're professional, and then find out they're on Instagram. And then other people are saying, my people are on Facebook. Oh, never mind, they're on LinkedIn. So first, don't try to guess it yourself. Go to your audience and really find out where they're spending their time and how they're using the platform. That's really important, is to know, how are they using it? Are they participating in groups? Are they only reading their feed? Do they click on blogs? How do they use it? There's no better source than the people you're trying to reach to tell you exactly how to reach them, right? So that's the first thing. But then the next thing would be, you have to really know, you have to be consistent with whatever content you start doing. Consistency is super important. So pick a platform. If you don't really know where your audience is, or you do, but you're not great at it, pick a platform or a way that you're really good at or you really enjoy, because it's going to be really important for you to get consistent first. So if it's a blog and you like blogging, then blog so you can be consistent at it. We can repurpose that content somewhere else. If it's a Facebook that you love, then let's get a strategy going for Facebook. It's more important that you are consistent and that you enjoy where you're at than it necessarily does the very specific platform. Because to be honest, almost everyone is everywhere. Facebook is a good catch-all. Facebook still captures almost everyone. TikTok is millennials. TikTok is a lot of millennials right now. Gen Xers and baby boomers are kind of hopping on because they're stuck at home. But again, you have to know what your goal is before you go on social media too. Like, what am I trying to do with this post? What am I trying to do with the content that I'm creating? What's the goal? What's the best place for that to happen? And so all of those kind of come together when you're really growing your strategies. You have to know, well, what are you actually going to do? What are you going to do consistently? Where is your audience's attention already? Because you're going to have an easier time catching them there than trying to divert their attention somewhere that they're not. And then it's, what are your goals and how are you putting it all together, right? So, and that's like the very, very first little teeny tiny bit of
right.
Right.
And we're definitely going to get into the, I think we're going to peel back the layers on this. But what I like about what you said, in particular, and this is interesting because this echoes what you said previously, the last time you were on, is that it really begins with the strategy and knowing who you're actually going after, right? Yeah. Almost that avatar that, if you guys remember, I think it was lockdown session 4, where I was talking about how to create an avatar, right? So I think that makes sense. So thank you. By the way, it's interesting. I see a lot of people saying that they love TikTok, And I find it interesting that you said something, Rita, that I completely agree with. And that is, a lot of people are discovering TikTok now, a lot of, Gen Xers and older, but they probably won't be on it when, life comes back to normal. But we'll talk more about that. But Rita, thank you very much.
Yeah.
That is Rita Goodroe. Okay, so now both of our guests have already successfully said Jamaica at least once. I know our next guest will say Jamaica at least once, and maybe she can tell us why. I know that this is going to be the case, but let's bring on the next guest. All right, this is my girl, Cher Jones. Now, what I love about Cher is that she has, I believe, one of the best, like her communication skills on video are top tier, top 1%. And I believe that she could probably pick any platform, because almost all platforms now are receptive to video. She could go in on that platform and do extraordinarily well. But she chooses to focus her efforts on LinkedIn. And I was joking with her before. I was saying that I think LinkedIn is the redheaded stepchild. I think a lot of people are not fully taking advantage of content marketing on LinkedIn. So Cher could talk about every topic, but I want her to specifically, I'm going to angle her around LinkedIn. That being said, she is a coach, right? She focuses on B2B in particular. But in my opinion, if you want to know how to actually deliver, like how to articulate yourself on video, she is someone who you must watch. You must check her out. So let's bring her on. This is my girl, Cher Jones. Cher, look at this. Round of applause. Round of applause. I see.
My Jamaican brother. Do you know that we bonded over a picture of a patty and cocoa bread? I asked you, which one do you want more? A patty and cocoa bread or a burger? And of course, my Jamaican brother, that's twice, by the way, you picked a patty and cocoa bread with your red stripe.
There you go. Already someone said this episode should be sponsored by Red Stripe.
I'm telling you.
Yeah. So I love it. You said Jamaica multiple times. This is good.
Absolutely.
Tell us though, Cher, LinkedIn, right? What's up with LinkedIn right now? I mean, just give us a real quick, how does a content marketing plan differ on LinkedIn versus all the other platforms? And why should we, I keep talking about LinkedIn. I know you keep talking about LinkedIn, but why should we be on LinkedIn? Like right now, it's interesting. I see there are more people watching at this exact second on Facebook / Periscope than are watching on LinkedIn. So why are we not giving LinkedIn its dues?
Okay, so really what it depends on is going back to what Rita was talking about is where is your audience and where is it that they want to hear what you're talking about? So for me, and I think that every single professional needs to have a home for their personal brand on LinkedIn, because LinkedIn is the absolute only network that you can position yourself in service to help other people. Most people have thought of it as just a job-seeking website, but it is so much more than that. In fact, it's a credibility website. It's a likability website. We are checking people out to see how they can help us or giving people the language on how to refer us. And no other platform can do that on a professional level because of how LinkedIn's profiles are set up. But when it comes to content marketing, it really comes down to the difference between LinkedIn and all the other platforms is on LinkedIn, we have the opportunity to share our knowledge and display what we bring to the table. So display all of our awesome in the format of content that teaches, where it's like you'll see on a lot of other platforms that you can almost, and I say almost, successfully create content that is really advertising masked as content that's leading somewhere. Whereas the content, the deeper level content that we get on LinkedIn showcases that thought leadership and that expertise that you can't get anywhere else. And if you play that long game, that jab, 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 you're just giving, you will find that your inbox will light up. And that's where the business happens because people begin to know, like, and trust you. And this is a credibility machine if you leverage it with content.
Okay. Wow. Okay. Credibility machine. I like it. I like it. I see folks saying that this is helpful already. So here's what I want to do. I want to bring everybody on because Sherry, you just brought something to the table that I think we all need to start discussing. So let's pull Rita on. Let's get Nicole back on. All right. Nicole's coming. Okay. Here she is. All right. So here's the crew. So now, what I love, so the commonality that I've heard from all three of you is that content marketing, it could change our careers, change our lives, etc. Right? Someone just give us a real quick, what exactly is, for the people who are wondering, what is content marketing? What exactly is it? Like, what is the most succinct definition of it? And by the way, everyone who's watching right now, if you have questions, start hammering your questions in, and I'll keep checking to make sure that we're taking your questions. But start us off with that real basic. What is content marketing?
I'll give a response to that. So content marketing is basically how you connect, engage, and inform your audience. So it is your ability to call out your tribe, build a conversation with them, and show them why you should move to the next step of them working with you in some way, shape, or form.
Okay. All right. Everyone's shares reader like, yeah, that's exactly what it is.
Absolutely.
Okay. So now, how does content marketing differ from the paid advertising? Because that was our last session. Everyone was hyped and excited about paid Facebook ads, even paid LinkedIn, paid Instagram. How does it differ from paid?
Well, it's kind of like the Tinder and eHarmony method. When you're running paid ads, you're kind of driving them straight to a call to action to get them to do something. Versus when you're focusing on social media marketing, if you're doing any kind of video marketing, if you're blogging or anything like that, it's like a slow dating process to get to know somebody. But if you kind of want to get them directly to take action, that paid advertisement is like, listen, is this your problem? This is your problem. I have your solution. Hit the button now. Buy from me, schedule that appointment. Let's move forward. But it kind of cuts to the chase for you to do business immediately. That's kind of what the Facebook ads are designed.
But I would also say, just to jump into on that, I would also say there's a lot of, you have two choices these days. You have the sweat equity of being social and engaging and getting it right to the right people that you've built relationships with. Whereas the ad side of things is that direct shot to get in front of people, but it's really about the relationship building where they have that relationship with you, that they're going to slide in your inbox or sign up or do whatever because they know, like, and trust you. So you can pay for it to get in front of people, or you can do the sweat equity of being social and get in front of people on the long term.
But see, I think that touches right to what content marketing really is. So if you look at the customer journey cycle, right, people have to become aware that your business exists, right? And then they have to like consider you. That's the consideration phase of like building up know, like, trust. Are you an authority? Are you credible? Do I want to give you my money? Do I trust you to give money, right? So that's the relationship building piece. And so content marketing really comes in there where it's like, I'm building a relationship with you. I'm showing you information that you need to know to see that I'm an expert, to see that I'm an authority, to like me, to know my values, to trust me. That can come in a variety of ways, right? So a paid ad can actually lead to content that then starts that second phase of the process. They're not mutually exclusive necessarily, but paid ads tend to be more promotion, like, okay, like what, but it can lead somebody in who's not ready to buy yet, but then starts becoming part of your world and then consumes all of your other content.
Absolutely.
Right?
So here's the thing. I love that. I love that we talked about dating in there too. That was fabulous. Right, long-term relationship. Sherry was like sliding into the DMs. Right, this is good. I thought Rita was going to follow up with. Then you put a ring on it.
No, not yet.
Put a ring on it. But I tell you what. So questions are coming in already. I think this is a great kickoff from the audience, and this is from my sis Kim. She says, before we start focusing on content marketing, should we have a product already in place, or can the content be about following you until you create the product? What do you think?
No, so I think that's, to me, that's really the main difference. Content marketing for me isn't about sales, it's about relationship building, right? In fact, if I build relationships with people that can show that I'm an expert, which is what I did with my Facebook group, right? I run a huge Facebook group, thousands of women, entrepreneurs. I wasn't even real. I didn't have a product. I didn't even have my coaching packages together. When I was still a dating coach when I started that group, but I was giving advice on business and advice on business coaching. And because of that, I was able, when I had everything, to very easily get people to purchase from me, right? So again, it's seeing it as, it's not about direct sales. Content marketing usually is not about direct sales. If you're going to do it and do it in a way that will help you get sales, it really is about relationship building. So while it helps get sales, you don't need something to sell to start building like, trust, letting people see you're credible,
Exactly.
talk about and what you do. You don't need a product for that.
And I was going to share too, it's a way you do not, to answer your question, my answer is no. If you are in the discovery process yourself, I would highly recommend that you pretty much take people on the journey with you and build a relationship that way. Because when I first got started, I didn't know what the heck I was doing. I didn't know anything about anything, but I knew that there were people like me trying to figure it out. So instead of trying to come across as the expert and trying to have all the stuff pre-planned and prepared and wait until I got it all together, I just said, hey, I'm going to be the case study. Come on with me in the process. I'll share with you what I'm learning along the way. And one of the things that I did, I don't know if people are comfortable with doing that now, but I put my phone number out there and I was like, call me. And what happened is that the more people called me, the more I saw what people needed. And that kind of gave me a nudge as to what should I create. And I still do that to this day. People will reach out to me and be like, hey, I got a question. I'm like, let's get on the phone. Because at the end of the day, when you're selling anything, selling is a service. It is the ability to package something that somebody needs right now and deliver it to them. And so I always make sure that I'm connected to what my people need, because I look at it as a way to serve my audience. So if you want to figure out what they need from you and kind of start building out a level of dynamic between an audience need and what you feel you can fulfill, get out there and just create some content and take them on the journey with you.
And one of the things, sorry.
1 second, guys, just because I'm going to just keep it moving, because a lot of questions are flowing in here. One theme of questions that keeps coming up, and this is touching upon what you just said, Nicole, is you said, okay, just get it going, right? Just start, right? Everyone and I know you all just start, but Virginia Pearson here has the best summary here on LinkedIn. She says, but start how? So for everyone watching this right now, and they don't have what they consider to be an audience at all, right? And they don't feel like they have maybe a product. How do they start? What is that 1, 2, 3 step for them to start content marketing today?
Start with the questions that your audience is asking for. So when they're coming to you, asking you, imagine your best client or your ideal client sitting right in front of you and thinking about how you can help them. What you can either do is create content that will bring them up to the point that they're ready to work with you, or you can help create content that helps them identify the fact that they need to work with you in a helpful way. And then another thing that I was going to add, especially for someone who's new, if you create this valuable piece of content, especially right now with ad inventory, it's a lot cheaper to put your content as an ad out there. So it doesn't have to be an ad itself. You can use awesome content to be discoverable, which what that will do is fast track the way that you can get in front of people you never had access to before. So you can create awesome content that truly serves your audience and use that as an ad, maybe to bring them into a group, maybe to bring them into a webinar, or to connect with you even. So that would be one suggestion.
And I would say for those of you who may be just getting started in business, or you're still trying to figure it out on your own, you are your greatest avatar. You are going to, all the questions you have, start there. So right now you're asking this question, what's the steps to get started with content? Well, let me give you a couple of suggestions. Number one, write your own questions down, because guess what? Those questions you have are going to be the questions that's going to bring in your tribe. The second thing is look at the different forms of media out here, right? You have all these different, we're talking about LinkedIn, Instagram, TikTok, blah, 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 right? Get honest with yourself about where you see yourself showing up the most and you can connect the most. I got a secondary degree, undergrad radio, television, and film, and video was so easy for me. Back then I had a flip cam. I took it everywhere and I would just shoot videos, and it allowed me to be consistent. Pick a path that you can be consistent in. If you don't like it, do not try to go out there and start a blog. If you are introvert and you are highly afraid and deathly afraid of being in front of people, maybe video may not be your thing. But there might be some things that you find that you can identify with, maybe doing video without your face being shown, doing instructional stuff because you're a really good trainer. But what you have to do is pick a path that resonates with you, that you feel you can commit to, and then answer your own questions and share those questions with the world. And that's how you'll start attracting a tribe, and you'll start finding your way going down a path because of the connections you make with the people.
I'm going to add to that. What I advise people is pick a platform, right? Because if you're doing a little bit on every platform, you're going to get just a little bit back. But if you pick one platform and you commit to it, 90 days, 100 days, you go all in on that platform, you really learn all the features, you learn how to use it, you show up consistently, you're going deeper instead of wider, you're going to get deeper results. So once you pick your platform, just remember you're there to build that know, like, trust factor. Where does that come from? People learning about you, you telling your own stories about the things that you're wanting to talk about, giving education, giving value, giving tips, giving resources, connecting, engagement, questions. And when I was a dating coach, I did exactly what Nicole said. I remember I thought, well, what were 52 questions that I had whenever I started? It was like, where do you go to meet somebody? How do you dress for a person? I was like, these are the same questions other people have out there. And so this is what I'm going to talk about. But I really did commit to one platform at the beginning instead of trying to be all the places. I think too many people feel like I have to be everywhere, and then they just get frustrated, right? That's number one, because they feel like they're not getting a lot of traction anywhere. And then the other is, it takes a little time. So you're going to have to learn how to sit in what I call sit in discomfort while you're not seeing results, and keep working that platform and your strategy in order to see results. The results, okay, if you wait a week or two and you're like, nobody's responding and nobody's interacting with me, or no, so I'm going to go hop over here and try this other thing, you're just going to keep feeling frustrated. So really pick a strategy, pick a platform, go in on it for like 90 days and do the things that you need to do to build that relationship with the audience, and you'll see results and you'll know where to go next from there.
You know what's great about this is if anyone had just joined that last like 2 seconds, they would have thought we're talking about dating. You had to get results right away.
So true. You know, it's exactly the same. Everything
like go in and
entrepreneurs.
Exactly. You got to stick with one. So I love this. I'm messy. I can't find it. Oh, there was a great comment on LinkedIn. But anyway, let's go to this one because I have always struggled with this question, and I love that Kevin mentions this here. He asked, do you measure your success from views only? So here's the question, right? Kevin, I'm with you on this. How do you measure the return on investment on content? How do you do it?
Doesn't it depend on what your goal is when you're creating the content? There's so many different goals. Are you trying to get views? Then you're going to measure it by views. Are you trying to get engagement? Then you're going to measure it by like the type of engagement. Are you trying to get eyes on it? Then you're going to measure it by shares. Are you trying to get people in a group or another community you've created? You're going to like trace the membership, right? You have to know for every piece of content you put out there, you have to know, why am I putting this piece of content out there? What do I want it to do for me? And once you know what you want it to do for you, then you measure that. And often it's not likes. Like likes have, I mean, usually I barely ever say like, I want somebody to like this and that means something, but you might want a lot of eyes on it, or you might want somebody, I might only have 2 people, but if 2 people engage on it and they engage deeply, then I've reached my goal if that's what I wanted from that goal. Or if somebody joins, you know, another thing because of the content. So you have to really know, like, why am I doing this? Because that's where you'll get, as Paul loves his favorite phrase, KPIs. You'll get your KPIs, your key performance indicators, right, from that, right? Yeah.
And at the same time, you also want to think about using views as a metric to measure between one video and another video, and then another type of video to see. You can use that not in the sense of, I got so many views, but in the sense of measuring progress. Right? So measuring what style of videos are really working for you. If you flip it up a bit, all of a sudden your views jump up. Exactly.
Yeah, day or time, like how many eyes are seeing it on a Wednesday at 3 versus a Friday at 2.
Yeah. So, you know, one big thing with content marketing that's been helpful for me is to get that first mover advantage, right? So if that is a new platform, you know, to jump on that. If that is a new feature, you know, when LinkedIn rolled out video, I was trying to, you know, jump on that. So that first mover advantage, that's one way to kind of hack the system, but it's hard because you have to get the timing right. If I were to ask you, not if I were, I am going to ask you, right? What is your number one hack right now? So current content marketing hack, and let's make it platform specific. So I know this is going to be hard, but I see a lot of questions around, especially on LinkedIn, around how do you differentiate strategies on Instagram or Facebook or LinkedIn? Like, how do you change it up? But right now, just because of time, what's the top hack in each one? Like, so for example, I'll even kick this off. For me, I think for Instagram right now, it's all about stories, and it's about frequent stories. And it's about what I consider to be almost clout jacking on stories. So that is going live on Instagram and then inviting people who have an audience similar to yours to join you on that live, because that then everyone who follows that person will then see that that person is live with you, and that will introduce you to them, right? I think that's a quick hack, right? What would your equivalent hacks be for LinkedIn, for Facebook, for Twitter, for it all?
I'll go and share on Facebook. So I'm a big Facebooker. Facebook is kind of between Facebook and YouTube. That's where my two staples are that I focus on. And Facebook is Facebook groups. Being able to find Facebook groups that are of like communities that are a part of your ideal avatar and becoming a servant in that group. If you are in the project management space and you find a project management group out there and you might offer a service on teaching people how to get corporate contracts as a project manager, then I would be in there serving and answering questions. When you start going and serving that audience, it's all your target market. Every single person in there is in need of trying to learn something, which is why they joined the group. So you go in and you actually begin to start communicating with them and actually being able to serve them and answering their questions to build rapport that ultimately you can build a relationship and then pull them away. And if the invitation extends itself, pull them away to do business or introduce them to how you can serve them.
Yeah, that was nice.
Facebook is mine too, and I have built my entire current business on Facebook groups, including my own Facebook group, which is called the All-In Entrepreneur, by the way, if you guys want to go do it. But I really believe that creating your own group, if you have the ability to do that, is going to be the number one hack, because community, that we talked about this last time, there's a thing called social dollars. People who are part of a community that you create will be more likely to purchase your products and your services. But even if you don't create your own, right? It's very similar, combining what Nicole said with what Paul said. It's Facebook groups, but if you seek out Facebook groups that have your audience and you get to know the organizer and you come in as a guest expert, much like a guest blogger, you come into those groups as a guest expert, you're being interviewed, or your own Facebook Lives, you're interviewing those organizers about their community, you're going to build your audience from that kind of collaboration of people who have similar audiences as you, but you showing up in that way alongside the leader and the organizer already. Their community will trust you faster than if you're just a member of the group. They'll trust you, and that works really well. But if you can skip up a step and be like side by side of the person they already trust, they're going to inherit that trust. And I think that that's a great way to really build relationships. And that's how I've done it in my Facebook group.
And then looking at LinkedIn right now, the groups are not where it's happening, but where the community is underneath solid content. So you got to look for the content creators like this broadcast, for example. There's a ton of people, Paul, that you've brought together to connect with. And on LinkedIn, it really is about that connecting, that commenting. And people don't realize that when they are leaving comments, that's micro content. It's not the same level as creating something like a big video or whatever, but that is micro content that allows you to show up and serve. And then it's about, especially in LinkedIn, it is about that networking side of things. So it's completely sliding into the DMs after, and using things like voice notes. Sending people a video note on LinkedIn is so powerful right now, because we're so inundated, because this is a sales platform as well for many people. So we're so inundated with, oh, I can help you with your next big ticket event or whatever. Like, we get all these people with all their, like, you know, when there's a graduating class of people who've taken how to coach on LinkedIn, because you get like a ton of stuff, and we get these like 5 scroll long emails about people pitching their services. When you show up as human and you find those people in the comments, it's a long play. This is not a one and done thing. But as far as a hack is concerned, documents right now, uploading creating PDF documents that really showcase your knowledge and expertise, where it would be something equivalent to you wanting to do a download somewhere else, but that's not working here. So the documents on LinkedIn where you upload something that teaches people, those are getting a lot more reach than videos for most people right now, unless they've had that ongoing audience.
Cher, I just have to say, I love what Cher said, because I really believe the biggest hack is comment more than you actually post.
Yes.
Comment on other people's stuff more than you post, right?
Yes.
If you can give value, cheer people on, give recommendations, give referrals, respond to their questions, comment more than you post, you're going to be visible more frequently, and people are going to pay attention to you when you do post, right?
I post one piece of content a week, sometimes two on LinkedIn. I go have my live broadcast because it makes me consistent. So that's why I do it. And that's the one that works for me. But I am everywhere because I'm constantly building those relationships. And again, getting into the DMs with people, even if they're like thanking them for like, engaging, because that's where the algorithm will reward you. Yeah.
Can I say this? I have the dirtiest mind in the world. Every time someone keeps saying get into somebody's DM,
it's because of your work.
I will say this too. I want to add to this what Cher just said. One of the biggest hacks you will ever find is give your best stuff away.
Yep. 100%.
People don't understand how much authority comes from you sharing the big ta-da moment with people.
Yep.
It will open up so many doors, and it will get your content to go viral. It will get people talking about you. It will get people quoting you. It will get people, just coming back for more.
Yes.
So don't be greedy with your knowledge.
Well, you know why people feel like that? Because they're scared that people won't pay them and hire them. This is the myth, right? Nobody is buying your information. Information is out there. If it was just about information, we would all be millionaires. People are buying. They're getting in their way, and they need your help to get them out of their way.
Exactly.
It's not the information, right? So you can give away all the information. They're still not going to really know that they're getting in their own way. They're going to need you to help them get out of their way. That's why they're hiring you. So never be
the DIYer for what is not your customer.
Yeah.
The person who wants to get there faster, that's your customer.
Yeah. I tell you what, there's so much energy right now. I don't even want to be the spoiler to say that the party has to end. Like I'm like the parent, like the party's going on now. So I'm like, everybody across all the platforms are telling me basically, Paul, please keep going. But let me just say this is that I feel like those gems that you just dropped are going to save people an enormous amount of time, I'll tell you something that I've noticed personally in the last few weeks. And this goes, Cher, to your point about showing up in the comments. Like that was show up in the comments. Is that when I post, so I've been doing these lives now, 2 or 3 lives a week, right? When I consistently create content like that, what I've noticed is that my follower count actually decreases. It decreases across every platform, no matter what I do. If I'm consistently posting like that, the follower count decreases. However, when I get in and start engaging, that's when actually the follower count boosts up dramatically, right? When a comment. And then it's not only about the comment under the stream, but to the point about voicemail. There were a lot of questions about the voicemail. I'll tell you something that has blown me away, and something I try to do is that whenever someone messages me on Instagram, on Facebook, or on LinkedIn, I try my best to send a voice message back to them.
It's faster.
It's faster, and it blows them away. It completely blows them away. But then my man, Kit Peng, and I want to shout out to Kit. Kit is he's a coach at Harvard Business School. And Kit is actually going to be on our next session. When Kit sends me a message, he one-ups me on the voice message. He actually has a video. It's called Video Drift, I think is what he uses. It is next level. I mean, it's like, Cher, this is one-to-one, man-to-man. This is how you build it. And I see my man, Jonathan Sprinkles, on LinkedIn. He just said you have to connect with them. You have to connect. So that being said, I wish we can keep going, but ladies, I've got to shut the party down.
Thanks for having us.
I have to shut it down, but I'm going to bring you on one by one to say our goodbyes, right? And I tell you what, I'm going to start with Cher here. Cher's here.
Hey, guys.
We got to say goodbye to you, Cher.
I
But
know.
I'll tell you what. Here's the thing. Everyone was on a roll. So what is your best kind of, hey guys, if you're watching this and you were going to execute on something today, what is that one thing that everyone watching can execute on today?
I have, and I'm resurging it now because of everything that's going on, a LinkedIn intro video challenge. And basically, because of right now, LinkedIn has changed the profile. So it has a feature section where you can feature 3 to 5 pieces of content at the top so people can see that right away. So why not introduce yourself on video? I created a video on how to do it. I'm going to share it again. So guys, please connect with me. Everyone watching, please do not wait. Do not wait till your profile is perfect. Just connect with me and you'll see that intro video challenge. And I want you to do it and tag me in it. I want to see, because this is a fantastic way for people to get to know how you serve, whether you are a professional, whether you're an entrepreneur, whether you're a bit of both. This allows you to truly introduce yourself to your audience in a way that goes beyond the profile. And I get to hear your passion, your energy, and everything it is, and the way you want to help people on your team, for your company, for your clients. And it is a fantastic thing to do. And I think that that's the next level up that people can do, is introduce themselves on their profile on video.
Gotcha.
And it's 2 minutes or less. And that's what I'm going to suggest.
Done. And so how do we tag you? How do we make sure that everyone that you'll see it?
Yeah, at Cher Jones. So as soon as you start typing, you should see my hair. And then the second thing to do is hashtag intro video challenge. And if you want to know how to do it, like I said, I have an instructional video down to what to say on my profile. I will reshare it again. And I go live every Tuesday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on my show, hashtag Just Ask Cher, Just Ask Cher Live. That's me. And I will help you. If you have questions, that's all I do. I just help people. I give. And the business comes. So it's all good.
I'm trying to get it all in here for you. Let me see. So this is it, right? This is correct?
Just Ask Cher. You can get rid of the live.
Oh no. Let me do this right. Hold on.
And then
hold on for a second.
If you're on Instagram, it's Cher Jones pretty much everywhere else, but on LinkedIn. So I was speaking to my LinkedIn audience, guys. So you just search my name. Literally, I'll start showing up. But on every other platform, Twitter, Instagram, Pinterest, everything, I'm ITS Cher Jones. So we almost got it there, Paul. But Just Ask Cher, you'll find me, Cher Jones. Not this.
Look at that.
Yeah.
I got you.
Look at that. You got me.
Also, here's something that I really like about you, Cher. I went to this today.
Yeah.
I don't know if I could send people here too.
Yes.
Yeah.
Shorby is dope. And
Man,
I'll make sure that that intro video is there too.
Let me tell you, I love this for content marketing. And quite honestly, Cher, I'm going to give you, you're one of the best who've laid this kind of like profile out. Everyone check this out, because you get a chance to, basically, I'm not even going to give it away. Check it out. Right.
Just check it out. Connect is the dopest link in bio ever. Yeah. Okay. Game changing.
I love it. I'm on it. I'm on this. Like, I'm on this tonight.
Yes. Yeah.
All right. Cher, thank you very much. Always good to see you, sis. Always good to see you. Very proud of you. Keep doing it.
My mentor. Thank you. All right. Bye.
All right. So next up, I'm going to bring on Nicole. Bring on Nicole. Nicole, folks were saying Nicole was waxing poetic. Nicole, how can we support you? Oh, no. Hold on. I got that question. What's that one thing that you believe everybody should do today?
So the one thing I believe everybody should do is get immediate clarity as to where you should put your focus. One of the things that I see, and I just saw it coming up in the news feed, is that people feel pulled in so many different directions because you're getting a lot of different types of advice from tons of different people. What social media platforms to focus on, what you should be doing in your business. I personally have put something together at onlinebizmatchmaker.com. And what it does is it allows you to identify what is the specific focus that you should be focused on based on who you are, how you think, what your personality type is, and how you like to work. And I break it down for you on the best business model for you, especially leveraging the internet, and what are some of the core components to focus on. So I believe clarity needs to come first. That's an urgent, immediate need that will help define the path that you need to walk. So I put together this quiz for you. Go ahead and take it. It takes all of about a minute to get it done, and it'll give you a full detailed overview on some key components you can focus on. That's at onlinebizmatchmaker.com.
Love it. I'm going to go. I've been in business for a long time, but I'm going to go.
Yes, head on over there.
I love it. Nicole, thank you very much.
Thank you so much for
everything. Thank you. This is
exciting.
All right. And everybody check out Online Biz Matchmaker, some more love stuff. No. But Nicole, everybody say bye to Nicole.
Bye, guys.
All right. So that was Nicole. And then last but not least, we've got Rita Goodroe.
Hi. Hello.
Rita, what should we all be focused on today?
Yeah, so this is something that not something I created, but something that I think you could do today, which is my whole thing is get into action. Just take action. I don't care what action, as long as you get into action, right? A lot of people get tripped up when it comes to writing their own content, right? So you need clarity. You need to know where you're doing it and who you're talking to. But here's what you don't need to start today. Just find the content of somebody you really admire and like, an influencer. Maybe it's Paul, maybe it's someone else. Share that content with your people, with your audience, on your personal page, on your business page, wherever your audience is, on LinkedIn, whatever. Share that content with them and why. Say why, what your point of view is. You agree with it or you disagree with it, and this is why. And make sure you tag the person whose content that you're sharing if you want them to know that you did, right? But that's the easiest way to start getting your point of view out, is by sharing, but with commentary on somebody else's content. So you can just do that right now. You don't, that's just your feelings and your point of view, and get that out there. And you could do that right now, 2 minutes from now. And that's my big thing. But yes, I think you do need clarity. And that's why I offer a half-day intensive for people, where we really do get clear on how do you conduct some market research with your audience? Where should you be? What should your topics be? And I line it up with something even bigger if you have it, which is a launch calendar and a marketing calendar. Since I really am the all-over business strategist, I look at your content as a piece of building your business and creating a profit. And I make sure your ecosystem all talks to each other to position your products and services in order to reach all of your goals, right? So that's a little bit beefy, and that requires like a half day of working together to even start doing it. But I mean, you don't need that to just start getting your point of view known and get comfortable with sharing and talking about things, and maybe build a collaborator, right, by sharing their content with your audience. So
yeah. Rita, I'm gonna tell you that action item that you just dropped is beyond gold. It's platinum. It's platinum.
I think it's great. It's how I got started. I shared James Altucher's stuff, and he shared about me on his blog, and that blew up my entire career in a good way, right? I mean, it's incredible. The power of that is so incredible. And the other thing you guys can do is come into my Facebook group. If you're a woman business owner, sorry, men, you can come into the All-In Entrepreneur. It's a free Facebook community, and we have a lot of ability there for you to do that, to share, to comment, to collaborate, and get comfortable with content in there as well.
Yeah, love it. So Rita, this is a good place. I think this is great.
It is. It's got the link to my Facebook group. It's got a link to my podcast. It's got a link to everywhere I am. If you go there, it's kind of a catch-all of all the places you can find me.
All right, super. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Rita, I guess this is your second time back.
Come back. You gotta make it three.
Yeah, every week we have to.
I like it.
All right. Thank you very much, Rita. Love you much. All right. Everybody say bye-bye to Rita. Bye-bye. All right, guys. I loved this. Marissa says she loved it. I tell you what, if you love this as much, actually, I like to always do a good temperature check. If you loved it, say you loved it. If you didn't, say you didn't. If you really loved it, say hell yeah, or whatever you feel suggests excitement. But I just want to end on this. Something that Rita just mentioned. It's something that's fascinating. She said it was a kind of a hack that she used to be friends with James Altucher. Quite honestly, it's probably been the most effective hack that I've used, and I completely forgot about it. And why is the sun so bright? It's like the Lord is coming. It's like Jesus Christ is coming back right now. Oh my God, I can't even see you. So I've never seen, it's like the sun is right here. Let me do this. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. All right. So Sorry, Jesus. Sorry. But so this was a couple years ago. I realized that what people, we all have a unique POV, right? We all have a unique point of view. And you have to begin knowing that, right? That you have uniqueness, and your uniqueness is your power. Now, the only thing that will differentiate you online or offline, right, is your opinion. And your opinion is formed by your experiences and your perspective on life. And so what is always going to be to your advantage is to find someone that is talking about subject matter. And typically I say find a thought leader. So I'm just going to take what Rita said and I'm just going to extrapolate this a little bit. I would suggest finding a thought leader who speaks to your avatar. So remember, you have to know who your avatar is. Remember, it begins with, you have to begin with the end in mind. Who are you serving? But once you know your avatar, right? Once you know your avatar, identify the thought leaders that avatar looks up to, right? Find them on whatever platform it may be, and then share their content. And then, as Rita is saying, then give your opinion based on your experiences. And it's very important to justify your opinion, right? So, you share this video today and say, oh, this was a great actually, I'm not even trying to promote the sharing of it. Let's say that it's Rita. This was Rita's idea. You go to Rita's Instagram and you see that she posted something about, something about the importance of knowing your avatar, right? You share that and you can say, as someone who's just starting their business, I see that by creating an avatar, this was helpful to me, right? This does two things. One, every time you share, trust me, there's a high likelihood that thought leader will see your content, especially now that everybody's at home, right? At their computer, spending a disproportionate amount of time on social media. There's a higher likelihood that they will see it, or their social media handlers will see it. And if you are continuously sharing, they will see it. Trust me, on all the platforms, this is honest to God truth. After these sessions, I normally go through and I look at who shared it. And whoever has shared it, I normally try to then go like the post, and then I go look at their profile to try to learn something about them. Because I think the share is the highest form of compliment. It's like a comment is really nice, but a share is nicer, right? It's the nicest thing you could do. Now, going back to that point is, so you share the content, that person will probably see it. And then on top of it, you're adding value to your audience, because this is a thought leader, right? So you're adding value, and then you're adding additional value because you're giving your opinion, but then you're steeping it in your expertise, right? Based on your experience. So you are now beginning to build yourself as a thought leader. And here is the little psychological hack there, is that it's a little thing called association. So if I am sharing, if you, for example, if you think highly of Michelle Obama, right? And I share Michelle Obama's content, you will begin to associate all of those good feelings that you have with Michelle Obama with me, right? It's just the way it happens, right? This actually connects with a lot of Robert Cialdini's work in his book, Influence, which is one of my favorite books, right? Robert Cialdini in his book, Influence. But psychologically, you'll begin to feel some of those same emotions. And so this is a strategy that just served you so well. So Rita, great suggestion. And that's just something that I do. So guys, I see that everybody loved it. I don't see anyone that said no, right? Maybe I'll get those DMs, but I see a lot of people that said that they loved it. I appreciate it. We're showing up every Monday and Friday. One last thing, a little bonus. Terry Foster, if you remember Terry Foster from last session, he wanted me to make sure that I showed you guys this. He is doing a masterclass on creating videos that stun and sell. This is not an affiliate deal. I don't do affiliate stuff. This is just me being generous, right? And I was like, hey, Terry, is there anything that we could do to continue to support you? He was like, hey, this would be great to share this. So I think Terry is phenomenal. As I mentioned, Terry is a $60 million man. I personally have a friend who Terry worked on her business, and he grew it from 140,000 in sales to 5 million in sales. Here is something that he's doing. I encourage you to check out Terry as well. And I encourage you to join us on our next session, where I'm going to have some phenomenal folks. And you know what we're talking about? We're talking about the next level of content creation. And that is, how can you get on video and deliver effectively? What are all of those hints and hacks and tricks so that you can get on video and you can persuade, you can influence, and you can convince? And so I have 3 people who do it extraordinarily well, and they will be on Friday. I love you guys. Thank you very much. And I will see you at the next session. Guys, take care. Take care. Let me say some goodbyes. I see Kenyatta Tidwell saying Mentor Monday. Oh, I remember Mentor Monday. I see my man George Howard, Keston Duke, Kim Crowder, always in there. Linda Cleary. Let's see what's going on LinkedIn. Oh, LinkedIn is still strong. I see my sis Ashley, Michelle Emerson, Donald Sibley's. What's up, man? Linda Booker saying she loved it. Robert Hazard Jr. saying can't wait to the next session. Simone Baker saying thank you. Jane Okuro saying see you on Friday. My man Jabril. I'm going to end with Jabril. Jabril says, please, PCB, don't forget about the Instagram. I'm going to end on that. Every Monday, I do live matchmaking on Instagram. I got to shout this out. Tonight, I'm doing some live matchmaking again. It's a little adult situation. But if you want to grab a drink, this is it. Instagram. All right. So right here, guys, right here tonight, Instagram, 10 p.m. GMT. It's 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Live matchmaking. I have, I'm just going to say it's crazy. Someone said it's the messiest professional entertainment that they've ever seen on Instagram Live. Check that out. I'll see you guys tonight. All right, guys, that's it. I'm going because I'll just keep talking for the rest of the afternoon. You guys have a phenomenal day. I will see you on Friday. Thank you very much. Take care. Take care.